Rock and Roll Trucker.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Trucker, the channel that likes to rock and roll, the channel that likes to play. We love to eat, we love to truck, we love to see the world around us and just have a big old time. Come on in and have a seat, let's have a good chat. We'll tell you where we're going, we'll tell you where we've been. Yes, that is me playing the music.
Good late morning, y'all. Lagging behind, I'm getting out here this morning. I've already driven, what have we done today? We've already done 170 miles, so I left without y'all. I'm about to pull over here in a little bit and let y'all catch up and get back in the truck here. Left without you. I just wasn't feeling it this morning. Still not really. Just not feeling good mentally right now. And then I woke up this morning just not feeling up to speed. My eyes were dry and my sinuses were driving me nuts. And then I finally got out on the road and got to looking around at the haze, and I realized I was smack dab in the middle of a big batch of the Canadian wildfire haze that's down here, and it's got me just feeling dried out and just sluggish and dry eyes and dry nose, and just not pleasant. And man, just a hazy, just looks like a thick fog hanging in the air. It is not awesome at all. I would like for it to go away, or rain for a few minutes or something, to kind of wash some of this out of the air, because it's rough. Yeah, we're just trucking along. I don't even know where I'm at this point. I think that I'm in maybe I'm in Indiana. I don't know. All I know is I'm on 64 headed east. I'm headed for Virginia. I'm somewhere along the path of that. Past way past St. Louis, but not to Virginia. Somewhere not quite in the middle. Let me see, there's a sign for Indiana Caverns. So yeah, I must be somewhere in Indiana. I've literally just been driving along and I know that I've got to be on 64 for a good ways, and I just haven't been paying attention to where I'm at. I'm driving well, paying attention to being in the lane, doing everything I'm supposed to do there, but just haven't really taken much consideration into my geographic location this morning. Just distracting with this haze and this air quality and everything, just to be honest with you. Oh man, we're still trying to work out on what I'm going to do tomorrow after I deliver this load. Trying to get routed back home. A person had found something. It would get us back to Tennessee. It would deliver in Lebanon, Tennessee on Friday sometime. Not a real attractive load to me, but I mean, I got to get home, and I don't know if there's going to be a lot to choose from where I'm at up here, so I have a feeling I'm going to be pulling something that's not going to be real enjoyable to pick up and not going to be real enjoyable to pull on the route that it's going to take to get there or come back out. I believe it's going to be a really inconveniently located paper mill with a really heavy load, and it's going to be really inconvenient to get back out and hilly and everything, working back to 81 and having to do 81 on the, I don't think it's going to be a real enjoyable load, and they're going to have to, if we're done with that load, we're going to have to shift the appointment to a little later, because I don't know that I can make the early morning appointment based on my delivery time for my other load tomorrow. So we're just doing the song and dance. We're doing that delicate ballet of trying to figure things out. It'd be nice if something a little more attractive popped up, because loads like that, there's some profit on it, but it's just not really worth the money. Not really great. Not really worth it, if you ask me. I don't know. We gotta do what we gotta do, though. We gotta do what we gotta do. I don't like it any better than anybody else. The adult world is just not enjoyable or fun most of the time. And, here I go to yawning again, but I can explain it this time. It's directly due to this air quality here. I'm not doing well with it. It has me feeling not great. And it's just, again, we've been in it for, like I said, I've driven 170 miles. It's been like this for the entire 170 miles. And I don't anticipate popping back out of it anytime soon because it's spread down into all the way down into the Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky area, everywhere. So I think I'm gonna be in it for a pretty good part of the day, unfortunately. That's not the most wonderful air for a truck to be breathing in either. Not one, trucks gotta have good clean air and oxygen to function properly too, so it's not awesome for the vehicle either. But looks like it might be lightening up a little bit, maybe, hopefully. I'd like to pop back out of it. Man, it got really thick back there a little ways. Where are you guys at? Are you experiencing any of that? I know it's been kind of widespread all over the top part of the country. It's particularly way up there in the New York and Chicago and all those areas like that that are up there a lot closer to the Canadian border have been particularly hammered with it. Seems to have lasted. See, I'll be honest again. I'm not even close to being sleepy. This is pitiful air. It's been bad for a lot of people. I'm fortunate to not be afflicted with I'm having a complete 100% brain fart. What? Asthma. I'm fortunate to not have asthma. I can only imagine how miserable this must be for people that have issues like asthma or any sort of thing like that. It's got to be awful. I really don't know how you control that and cope with it, with the air being the way it is right here, right now. Y'all probably can't tell. I don't know if the camera's picking it up real well or the light is not shining through it real well to where I don't think you can see it good on the camera view right now, but man, it's just awful to even look at. It's like a heavy fog right in the middle of the dang day, broad daylight. I'm gonna get off here and go do some more trucking, put yawning in y'all's faces, hopefully find some cleaner air here in a bit. I'll get back with you. Maybe you can see coming down this hill here. Maybe the light's gonna shine right. You might be able to see just how hazy that looks there. The camera's not really doing it justice, but yeah, we're gonna bail out of here. We'll get back to you. I can already tell my throat's going to start hurting from talking with this air and everything. So we'll let it rest for a little bit. We'll go for a ride a little later today. Y'all be good. Hello. We're still alive. It's been quite a little while since I recorded that last clip. We have done... Where are we at? We're almost to Hurricane, West Virginia. We've done 425 total miles today so far. We are going to stop at Hurricane for two reasons. One being, a 30-minute break is about due, and for the second reason, I'm going to splash a few more gallons of fuel in here so that I'm pretty sure that I've got enough to get myself pretty far back out of wherever we reload tomorrow, get pointed towards home. Fuel can get a little expensive up that way. I'd like to be able to get as far back, southern bound towards Homestead as I can without having to put any more fuel in. So it's not super affordable where I'm going to get it, but it's better than it's going to be further up the road. It's not going to get any cheaper the further I go here. At least I'm not. No, really not. This is just a nice convenient stop too. I think we're at mile marker 27. I think we're going to mile marker 39 to the Hurricane TA. Interesting names up here. You've got back to back. You've got Hurricane and Nitro. They're all about some destructive materials and weather fronts up here apparently. Interesting names. I've always enjoyed passing through West Virginia here. I'm going to get me something to eat somehow or another, whether I make me some noodles here in the truck or I go see what's next door to the TA. I'm not going to eat at the TA. Figure that out. We got about 250 50 some odd miles to go to be where we're delivering tomorrow. I got to look that up, see if there's overnight parking there too. I don't think there is, so I'm probably going to have to find some place to come up short there, get as close as I can, so as I don't burn too many hours up getting to the delivery point in the morning. We're sitting on this load a little too long, but this place closes at like 4:30 in the afternoons. So it's like, I actually have enough time to get there today, but they close in like an hour and a half, what time it is right now, so still got to sit on it through tomorrow. Not the most financially sound thing ever, but we'll do what we need to do until we figure out a better situation, right? Hoping I can get home at a reasonable time Friday. It'd be nice to enjoy some Friday and the whole weekend, but as long as we get there, that's the part that matters. Just ready to be done with this week, ready to be done with this run. It's been an exhausting, just not extremely productive one for all the effort we put into it. Had a lot of, last week kind of screwed the pooch, on the whole getting down the Florida thing. But, just not feeling real up and awesome today. I need some pick me up in life altogether. Ready to get home and at least attempt to recharge, enjoy some time, do something good. I don't know what that will be, but whatever it will not be inside of this truck, sitting in a truck stop parking lot somewhere. That I know, so that's good. What are y'all's big plans for the weekend and the holiday coming up? Got any big plans? You blowing some stuff up? You grilling something? We're attempting to. We're gonna drink a beer too many. Go watch other people blow stuff up. You got a big event in your town. What do y'all have on tap? You're gonna wait till the day of on Tuesday to get crazy, or you got the whole entire weekend shenanigans planned? I don't really have any definite plans. I'm gonna Erin, my lady, she's got her 2 girls at home right now, and I'm gonna attempt to go see my 2 kiddos at some point over the weekend. Hopefully that works out. So let's see, there's exit 34. I believe we're looking for 39. There's a bunch of stuff on 34 it looks like. I'm pretty sure we're looking for 39. I believe that's where the TA was at last time I left it. I think I left it in the same spot. Hopefully it's right there in the same spot that I took it to and dropped it off last time. Yeah, 34. Now I guess there's multiple hurricane exits, and I need the one that's got the truck stop. I'm ready to stop. You can probably hear in my voice and my talking right now. My head is not in it today. My head is just not in life altogether today. I'm feeling up and awesome, but we worked nonetheless. Don't work, you don't eat, right? There's a way station through here somewhere. I can't remember where it's at or if I've already passed it. Here's the rest area. I can't remember the way station, if I've already gone through it or if it's after this rest area. I guess I would have known if I'd gone through it, because I would have heard my pre-pass go off for the good or for the bad, one way or the other. I didn't hear any beeping, so it must be it's either right up here past this rest area or it's past the truck stop. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Seems like it's not open a lot of times up here in West Virginia anyway. We shall see. They don't just stay up on top of you riding your butt like a regular Virginia does all the time. Their way stations are relentless. Never been through one of those. They like to mess with you. They like to try, oh man, they're wearing me out. Every time I get on video with you people, start making me yawn. Y'all quit that, whoever's on the other end of that video doing that. Y'all were wearing me out with it yesterday, you're wearing me out with it today. Somebody's a bad influence on the other end of this transmission here. Now there we go, there's the little things for the easy pass at the way station. We found it. Let's see if we get a red beep or a green beep. What do y'all think? We got the green beep again. We'll take that. I always like the green beep. The red beep, it always makes you nervous. Even though I know I'm not overweight with this load, no possible way, and I am running completely legal. But every time you hear that red beep, you're like, oh Lord, here we go. We're about to get it. We're gonna escape any bad punishment at this stop right here for the time being, anyways. We're getting past another one. And here's my signs for exit 39. Yeah. So we're gonna pull up on that to 39. Yeah. Get us some fuel. And I promise y'all, I know I sound lackadaisical and stuff, and I'm yawning and all. That's not from being tired and wanting to go to sleep. I'm perfectly fine for driving and all. And just this air up here is getting me with all the smoke and stuff in it. This haze. And I sound lackadaisical because, like I said, my head and heart just aren't in it today. Even though I am doing pretty good with it. I've done closing in, what I say back there, 425s, and I've done a few miles since I said that. And that's all been non-stop. I haven't stopped one single time since I pulled out of my sleeping place in Illinois last night. So we're making some progress. We're keeping the left door shut and rolling right along today. We're finally gonna have to open that door up here in a minute though. I'll take you with me right up until the fuel pumps before I kick y'all out for a little bit. And you're not kicked out permanently. Once we're done fueling and eating and everything, you can get back in and keep on going for the ride. Figures both cars in front of me to get off here. Neck pop. Ugh. Gotta go right, I do believe. There's a sign for the OTA. $3.92 a gallon cash price. I'll get some discount on that, so that's not what I'll be paying, but it's not great. It is not great. Even with the discount, that's not where you want to see it at. Come on, car. I just don't understand the huge swing in prices from city to city and day to day, and there's just so much nonsensical just volatility in and these chains, man. The chain truck stops, they really jack it up. At least the big boy, you know, the traditional truck stop chains. A lot of you get to the QTs and the Caseys and stuff like that. A lot of them are doing way better on the prices, on their just straight up cash price. But most of those, my fuel card don't work, and I just got to pull straight up out of my reserves or use mud flap or something like that, which I could if I've got, you know, enough money to do that at the moment. But it's just more convenient to use this card and get a little bit of discount. A little easier to keep track of, keep everything separate. Lord have mercy. I know, watch this guy, this Covenant here. Let's see if he feels like he's entitled to turn out before I get a chance to turn in. Let's see what he does. And that car over there next to him is going to do the butthole move. Thank you, jerk off. Yep, they love doing that. I got cut off right there last time I was here. You have people coming out of the McDonald's that think they should be able to come out before the truck, even though technically speaking, by the way it's situated, set up there, the truck ought to be able to come out first. But you know, there's no courtesy in this world. It irritates me a bit, but what are you gonna do? Here we are. I'm gonna let y'all go. Pump me 30-40 gallons in here just to make sure we've got enough to get out of whatever we do tomorrow, then go park for a minute. Hello, we're back. We went and got us something to eat, got us a little fuel. Now we're out here on the West Virginia Turnpike. As you'll see maybe here in a minute in the distance, all of the haze and stuff is not gone. We're like 450 miles in on this trip today, and there is still that wildfire haze in the air. It is nuts. Now, we are about to go up here through a toll plaza. And I've got myself an Easy Pass recently, and we're about to find out for certain if this thing is working properly. Hopefully it be doing what it's supposed to be doing. I don't feel like going through the whole process of having to pay my plate online, and it's cheaper if your Easy Pass works, and all of that good stuff. And this R&L carrier says, "Go on, dude. I can't even see where I'm at. I can't see if I'm in an open lane." Really? Well, we're in the Easy Pass only lane. If it'll either work or it won't. I was wanting to go to the one with the ticket booth just in case it didn't work, but lovely. It worked, y'all. Wasn't sure. Now we know. You guys ever been to West Virginia? Just like when I asked you that question about St. Louis yesterday. If you haven't, well, you have now. And it can be a pain to drive here because of the up and downs and the hills, especially if you're heavy. But there is no taking away from the fact that it is a beautiful ride. Mountains are gorgeous up here. You can see them right in front of us, right there. I had one of my most horrifying snow drives ever on the West Virginia Turnpike here years ago. I ended up on this late at night in a complete, almost 100% whiteout snowstorm. You just see just a mere foot or two in front of you, and the road got covered and turned completely white as fast as I've ever seen a road get snow covered before. It was insane. It's still one of the craziest bits of snow I've ever driven in, and it lasted for quite a few miles, and it got slippery and it got to where you couldn't see, and man, it was very nerve-wracking. We put our professional truck driver hat on though, and we slowed her down and creeped right on through it, made it out the other end. Other than that, it is a gorgeous place. West Virginia is a pretty state. Not the most convenient state to get around in trucks a lot of times, especially if you have to end up off of the interstate. But again, natural beauty. There's something to be said for it. Love to come visit up here. I would not want to live in West Virginia, but I do enjoy coming up here to visit every now and again in the truck and for leisurely purposes. When I was playing in my band, traveling all over, we had a place way down off in the mountains in a holler. No cell phone reception. Electricity would go in and out. It was, if you got hurt or something, it was sketchy on getting any help in. Way off in the hollers is what I'm trying to convey here. Lovely, fantastic. Shout out to Wagon Wheel ATV Resort. Look that up, go check it out if you're a side-by-side rider or anything. We had an event, we used to go play there called Christmas in July. They would have a big charity fundraiser for the kids in the county. It was a kind of very poor county, and they had a very nice fundraiser they would do every year, and we would go play it. It's a Wagon Wheel ATV Resort. Yeah, that is some good people running that place, and it's if you like to get secluded and get away from everything, they got a bunch of little cabins and primitive camping and stuff like that. It is truly a place you can go get away from, completely away from your phone signals. You don't have to worry about having your cell phone in your hand all the time tempting you, and lovely place, lovely people. Yeah, so coming up here to visit can be nice. When you got a light load, it's up and down, curvy around the hills. It's not the most ideal place for a truck, but I've got a real light load, so it's not too terrible. But just look at that scenery out my windshield right there on the video. It's worth taking a pass through sometime if you've never been here. And if you haven't been here in years and you forgot what it looked like, well, here you go. Here's your reminder. I'm going to start figuring out where I'm going to stop in a little while. I got Maybe probably, I think there's 3 hours left at this point, probably, of drive time. And I'm going to probably, I can't make up my mind on looking at the satellite view if it looks like there's room to park at that customer, but I can't find any reviews that really say that people have been parking there and it's a good idea. So I'll probably find me a place to stop short somewhere. Not real short, because we want to be able to get in there with it. Burn as minimal amount of time as possible tomorrow and use up my drive time up. Man, that guy was slow. Little old cab over box truck. He must be heavy in there. He is down in the low range gears, creeping up this thing. And I shouldn't have got back over yet. Now we got another slow one, and everybody's flying back up beside me. But we're gonna dive right back in like so. Make our move. We're not eastbound and down, we are eastbound and up right now. We are not quite pulling the Smokey and the Bandit song right now. Now you see those signs. We're about to go back down for 2 miles on a 5% grade. All that trouble to get up to the top just so we could go back down and get down to the bottom of that and go right back up again. Look at that pretty view. Man, just stunning mountain views out through here. Even more so when you don't have Canadian wildfire haze hanging over like a Smoky Mountain fog. And I know these aren't the Smoky Mountains. I'm just using that as a term off the top of my head there. But yeah, like I say, if you haven't been to West Virginia, if you're riding with me right now, watching this video, now you've kind of been here. You've been vicariously through me into the beautiful mountains of West Virginia. We are getting ready to close it out for the day. We are on mile number 643 for the day. Knocked out a pretty healthy amount. We are closing in. We've made our way to I-81 in Virginia. Headed north. We are within about 35 minutes of our delivery in the morning. And we're going to take this opportunity to call it a day up here at the 205 exit at the big White's Petro in Rafine, Virginia, or directly across the street at the smaller truck stop. One or the other. There should still be parking at the big Petro. That's a massive lot over there. I believe that's where we're going to shut it down. So I'll throw in some music while we're on the way here. I listened to quite a bit of different music today. And I pulled up again if you're familiar with Tool, then you're familiar with Maynard James Keenan, their vocalist, and he's got a lot of other projects, and he's got another pretty prominent band called A Perfect Circle. I jumped back all the way back to around the year 2000 there when they did the first A Perfect Circle record. And every time I listen to that album, I forget just how great it is. I loved it then when it came out, but I just liked, there was a few songs on it I really liked and enjoyed the record. But until I got a little older, these last few years, I just didn't take in how great that record was from start to finish. Everything about it. The record is called Mer de Gnomes. It's like M-E-R, then D-E, then M-O-S, I believe it is, Mer de Gnomes. Odd title, but it very much sticks out if you're searching through their records on whatever streaming service or whatever you listen to your music on. It's good from start to finish. Lyrically, musically, and the main man really for that project is a guy named Billy Howardale. He's the guitar player and principal songwriter of it all. And I believe that Josh Freese played drums on that record too. He's played with bloody near everybody. Brilliant drummer, currently the new guy for Foo Fighters. And I'm pretty sure that's him on that record. And I'm wanting to say, and not going to swear to it, that I think on that record, I don't know if any more further, and I could be corrected, I'll go back and look at this afterwards. I believe bass was played by Melissa Oftemar. Not going to swear to that at the moment, but she was famous, or her other most famous gig was playing with Courtney Love in Hole during their heyday. Like I said, I'm not going to swear to it, but I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Let me go back and verify that. And then, but musically, it's just a gorgeous album to listen to. It's heavy in spots. It's melodic. It's atmospheric. Lyrically, I said it's great. His voice is just lovely on that record, and the songwriting is just top notch. Just everything about it. So that's my musical recommendation for today. Getting back to the rock and roll trucker stuff there. A Perfect Circle, Meridanones. And if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, I apologize for any of you super fans out there, but I'm pretty certain that's it. We're a little late in the evening to be trying to get in a truck stop in most cases, but their parking area is so huge that it's almost impossible to not get a parking spot there. Now, I may be jinxing myself. There may be something going on right now, and they may be overflowing out to the interstate. I don't know, but I feel pretty confident I'll get a spot there. And I'll let you ride with me all the way up until I get into a space there. But yeah, we've knocked out. We're going to have every bit of 650 today, just like I kind of had intended on and envisioned. And this is going to get us real close with 20 miles, 728. Yeah, it looks like that's going to get us within a half an hour or less of where we've got to deliver in the morning. So we can live with that. When you can't find parking at a shipper, I hate having to start my clock just to get to a delivery for a short distance. But I also like having a good place to park, and I don't feel good about that one there. I saw a review or two on there at the place that was saying that when you get unloaded and everything, they pretty much tell you have to hurry up and get off the property and all, which tells me that probably not allowing for overnight parking. Sounds like it's a little bit limited on space. It's kind of hard to tell on the overhead with the satellite view and whatnot. You don't really know what you're dealing with till you see it in person a lot of times, unless it's just a really big one. But we can live with the short distance we've got to go. And hopefully before we get there for that appointment and delivery, we will have our next load booked. I had some tossed at me today. Not great ones, and apparently they didn't work out because I never got confirmation that one was booked. So I guess yet again tomorrow is going to be a surprise. It gets a little old sometimes not knowing what your next load is going to be until the day that you're delivering your other load. Little bit nerve-wracking and hard to really plan for things like that, but it is what we're dealing with right now. As you can see, we have come to a complete halt on this ramp, and it's a rather short ramp, and I'm the back truck, and I don't feel real comfortable with this. It's clogged up in the truck stop entrance there, and I hope nobody comes flying into this ramp just a little bit too hot trying to get to the truck stops, because I'm a sitting duck right now, and it is a short ramp. There's not a lot of distance to get yourself slowed down there if you come off hot with a heavy load and not expecting to have to come to a complete halt 3 or 4 truck lengths back. So I don't like that. I don't like feeling like I'm a target like that. We're going to see. I don't think, from what I'm looking, it looks like the little Smiley's Valero across the street is full, so I'm probably going to stick with the Petro here. And I saw from the interstate they definitely do have some spaces open. A little more full than I actually thought it might be, but there is definitely a good handful of spaces left. I don't know what the holdup is simply on turning in to the place and getting to the back. They're just, drivers anymore are just so massively incapable of getting anywhere and doing anything anymore, it seems like. Just nobody can get out of their own damn way and get anything done in an efficient, timely manner. Just every damn nutcase for themselves anymore. It's really frustrating. Alright, see if we can get in here and get it back there. We'll see what we're going to do. It's a nice little pub Pub and Grill at that Smiley's over there, and there's a Quaker Steak and Lube they built next door to the Petro, and then they got a bunch of food inside, overpriced fast food, because they took their they used to have a spectacular restaurant at this truck stop back when it was an independent, and they yanked it out and put a bunch of shopping and a chrome shop and fast food into it, and just ruined the old school enjoyable part of the truck stop. And we're just at a dead halt. These people are just piled up like 3 deep at the fuel pumps, just making complete assholes of themselves and clogging up the whole entire entrance to the truck stop. There's just no sense left in drivers anymore. This is absolutely amazing to me. I can't believe we're at a dead halt, back in traffic all the way up the exit ramp. It's just unbelievable some days. This guy here creeping up beside me, I don't know where he thinks he's gonna. I mean, does he think he's gonna jump the line here and go in front of everybody, or is he going up to the? He's gonna try and jump the line and turn in here in front of everybody. Would you look at this guy? Like, who exactly do you think you are? Like, really? Oh man, we're gonna send this fella in the Bonehead Truckers, I believe. We may have to send him in. That just ain't. That's not how this works. What are you doing? Jack off. God, sorry people for look at this. Look at him. If he takes my mirror off, I'm gonna film a good truck stop scrap for y'all. He made it. He slipped by and made it. Y'all were about to get more video than you had bargained for there with this cat. Wow. I just like what I was just in the middle of talking about, all these entitled douchebags out here that just can't get out of each other's way. And then you see these guys parked up here by the fence where it says no tractor trailer parking, and there's dozens of spaces still open around back. God forbid some of these human beings have to walk anywhere. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. It's just the trucking industry has just lost itself. It's just, you know what? We're gonna cheat. I'm not waiting for these people. We're gonna skirt around back here. I'm technically sort of going the wrong way here, but there's not going to be much we run into to get in anybody else's way. Nice and wide on this side. I know that for a fact because I'm very experienced with this here truck stop. Been here dozens and dozens and dozens of times. This has always been one of my favorite stops, even though it was a way better place back when it was an independent before Petro took it over. Much cooler place. The only thing I will say, the amount of parking that has been added since Petro took it over, though, is spectacular. That is a good part of it. That is there's some now those are reserve spaces. These truck stops and their damn reserve spaces anymore. Just work with me here. Let's both swing wide, guy. See, we can work this stuff together and make it work out. Drivers that know what they're doing can make this stuff work. There's a friendly fella there with his kids. He must be having his kids riding along, getting them out here and getting them some real world experience. I'm all for it. Having some quality time. Yeah, here we go. And I'll tell you what, watch this. We're going to go way back here to the back because this driver in this seat that you're looking at, he ain't afeared none to go get a good walk-in. In fact, he enjoys getting a walk-in. So we're going to go back here and find us one pretty far back in the back. We're going to go on a walkabout. Y'all got to see me just about lose my temper back there. Hopefully that was semi-entertaining to y'all. Bet some of y'all are laughing at me. And I don't blame you a bit, because I do get a little wound up from time to time, and that feller had me wound up. Yeah, we got some back row space. I wish this guy here would decide what he is going to do, though. Come on, I see what my game plan is. I can't get to it. Yeah, go on. Go on now, you get. Uh-huh. We're going to go around, all the way around the back here. They got big parking. Big parking. There's a lot of spaces left back there, even with all the oversized loads back there I'm seeing. But man, this is stretched out into a long clip, y'all. I hope y'all are not bored to tears yet and turning this off. Hopefully I kept your attention there. Here we go. Now look out in front of me when I make this turn, how much more parking there is back here. Tell me what excuse there is for any of them people to be up there parking the way they were parking. Look at this. Acres. Hundreds of spaces left back here. And people just can't do the right thing. I'm going to get back over here. I'm going to back up right back here. And then we're going to call her quits, because we have recorded a very long clip for y'all. So, we're done, guys. As soon as we're back in this spot, I hope y'all got some entertainment out of me there. That's if the world could only see me, for better parts of the day. Sometimes these drivers now are just on a different level. Again, there's people out here that have been at it for a lot longer than I have, that understand exactly what I'm talking about. I haven't been out here as long as a lot, but again, I've been in and out of it for 18 years. There was still a little bit of courtesy and sense to this industry when I started. It was well on its way out the window, but there was still some, and I just can't believe what I see or deal with on a lot of days anymore. This new breed of driver out here is just on a different level. But we made it. We're stopped. We're in a good situation. I'm going to let you guys go. Set these brakes. There's that sound we love. And we'll see y'all tomorrow.